that they had no returning points coming back from the EIWA championships the year prior for him taking the job. So phenomenal job, put a great staff together, got a lot of good RTC down there as we start the action here at 125.
You see Max Gallagher here, a freshman from Blue Point, New York. He is 6-4 against Sheldon Seymour, a sophomore from Troy, Pennsylvania, 9-3. Seymour 26-17 from Troy High School here at the first weight. We saw Seymour last Friday night against Binghamton with a good effort, so he and Luke Stanich are kind of splitting time here at this weight class. We'll see if Stanich goes tomorrow, maybe Seymour again in that duel against Navy. Yeah, big pair of weekends for Lehigh with 2 duels last week and 2 duels again this weekend.
And this is going to be a really important bout to set the tone here. Going to be expected to be very close, very tight. Both teams hoping that they can get the victory at 125 to get that momentum started for their team, because like we talked about in the open, Doug, this is going to be a very close duel meet.
So Seymour in on the first shot attempt here. Whizzer coming from Gallagher, who again is a freshman for Penn, trying to fight this one off. Seymour does a nice job of bringing that leg up.
He's doing a good job keeping that ankle locked inside there, making it difficult for Gallagher. Gallagher now got a really good whizzer there, grabbing his own foot, forcing a stalemate, and looked there for a moment that Seymour was going to get the 2-point takedown. But great job to Gallagher.
And I thought once he reached down, we might see that little shin whizzer attempt, but he did a nice job by Gallagher to just draw the stalemate. Again, he is a freshman coming out of high school, Bayport Blue Point High School in Blue Point, New York. He won a state title in New York in 2022, 156-12 high school record.
It's a lot of wins. We mentioned last week that you could wrestle in 7th and 8th grade in those championships, and I'm guessing that he probably had some varsity time in middle school.
There's a handful of wrestlers from the state of New York in this Penn lineup, and we saw it last week, obviously from Binghamton. Real good pool for the East Coast coaches to pull from with Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. Under 40 seconds opening period. Seymour with a little bit more experience with the 26-17 career mark.
And Doug, what a good defense there by Gallagher, because sometimes, you know, it's not always about scoring points. It's about also preventing your opponent from scoring points. This could have easily been a 3-0 match at this point. So give Gallagher credit here. He's doing a good job making adjustments, because Seymour really hasn't gotten back to that leg since then.
Last 5 seconds opening period, and this is the tone setter at 125 as we go 0-0. I know both of these coaches would like to get a victory here. Again, Penn has won the last 2 in this long-running rivalry between the two teams. This is the 62nd meeting, and they've met 27 times in the last 28 seasons. Gallagher scores first. Seymour went 20-5 last year for Lehigh in his deferred year. Was a starter in 21-22, finished 6th at Easterns. 2-time state champ from Troy High School, AA school in Pennsylvania. 140-13 career mark for Seymour at the high school level, 75-1 in his final 2 years. He won state titles in 19 and 20 and a 2-time District 4 champ.
These two are getting at it with the hand fighting right now, pretty aggressively, trying to create some kind of an opening. Neither of them able to get to the legs yet and get their opponent out of position. Tried to go behind there on a little drag. Gallagher doing a good job of squaring up here.
45 to go, 1-0 Gallagher in the first match at 125 in the second period. It's just interesting to see 225-pounders spend so much time in tie-ups, working for inside control, coming heavy on the head, but obviously both guys with a similar offensive style, setting up those leg attacks coming off of a potential shrug or a tap on the head.
And defensively, wrestlers are so much better today, especially with the scrambling ability. If you don't take a good shot, you could end up wasting a good 40 seconds down on the mat. And both guys looking for that good opportunity here as we end the second period.
Lehigh selects down.
So Seymour down a point. We'll go underneath in the third. It was just 5 seconds of riding time in that middle period.
Set, cover legal.
Mark Cesari, our official today.
Red. Red.
Gallagher definitely looking to try to get some riding time here in the third period, being very aggressive. Seymour do a good job just getting right back up to his feet, gets the escape. Only 8 seconds of riding time in Gallagher's favor, so that's not a factor right now. We're gonna might even see these guys being a little bit more cautious now in the third period with only 1:25, Doug. Nobody wants to take a bad shot.
No, I'm just kind of wondering what the mindset is as you're thinking while you're out there. What do you want to do here? Do you want to go to sudden victory? Are you content to go to the tiebreaker and try to ride? I mean, that's what's interesting about this, but you're right. Although, well, Seymour, and the stalling warning is not going to be a factor at all, but Seymour at least a half shot there. Can he convert on this? Nope.
Both guys stay in an excellent position.
Yeah.
Even when they give up a little bit of a position, they get right back into it.
We're at 43 in a tie match in the third period. There we go. Nope. Again, good defense by Seymour. He looks at the clock at 25 seconds. Can he work off this?
Tried to pass that elbow by, go to a single, but good defense by Gallagher here. Both guys working really hard on those tie-ups, trying to maintain inside control.
Lehigh fans want a warning, but I don't think it's going to matter. Boy, double underhooks almost by Seymour, and it looks like, oh, here we go. Can he finish? Nope. So we go to sudden victory.
2 minutes, sudden victory, guys. No cautions, no stalls. Good. Good.
There's so many things about the college game, so to speak, that I'd like to see it implement down to high school. Here's another one, the 2-minute sudden victory. The three-point takedown, I really like that. I mean, this is for another discussion, but the 2-minute sudden victory really tests your stamina.
Wow, he is really trying to suck this leg in, and he was extended. That took a lot of strength.
Look at this.
And look at the reshot by Gallagher.
So Seymour's going to try to whizzer out of this one. There's a lot of time left. He's on his own ankle, similar, and he's going to try to, I thought he'd try to reach through. Oh boy, arm defense. No, now he's going to, he can't dive out of bounds.
This is going to, Seymour's a little vulnerable there.
Wow, Gallagher, a big takedown. That was a great exchange by those two at the edge. 3-1 in sudden victory, and a big win for Penn in the first duel. They needed that one to get things going in the right direction.
Take a look here. Nice reshot by Gallagher, and he gets behind here. Watch. Seymour gets his body turned away, and he goes right to that far hip, far ankle, right there. Picks up the 2-point takedown in overtime. Penn up 3-0.
So we go to 133 pounds. Two ranked wrestlers here. Mike Kolioko, who's number 13, but it's number 1 Ryan Crookham for Lehigh. Crookham undefeated at 11-0. He's got a 19-1 career record. He is from nearby Hellertown, wrestled at both Saucon Valley and Notre Dame. Koliokos from Sparta, New Jersey, 10-6, and he, of course, came through the quality program of Blair Academy. He's number 13, Crookham number 1.
Stay away from the face, guys.
This will be a nice test for Crookham. NCAA qualifier last year for Kolioko. Was a EIWA runner-up last season. Qualified for Easterns in 2022, winning a title at 133 pounds. Qualified for Nationals in 2022, I should say, winning an EIWA title at 133. Also qualified in 2020. Now, of course, because of COVID, the Ivy League did not compete in 20 and 21.
Stalemate. Go back up, guys. Back up.
So a big test here for Crookham, who comes in number 1. Kolioko at Blair was ranked number 1 at the end of the season by Flo at 126. 2018 junior national champion in freestyle, national prep title in 16, and a runner-up in 17, or in 18 at Blair Academy.
These two haven't met this year, but Kolioko did meet Connor McGonigal back at the Sheridan Duels, I believe it was.
Yeah, yes.
And he lost to him 8-2 in that match, and that's when Crookham knocked off McGonigal in sudden victory, 6-3, and then went on to beat Vito Arujau, which everybody knows about.
120 to go in the first. 0-0. Crookham 8-1 last year for Lehigh. 3-time PIAA state champ. 116-3 career record. 51 pins. 3-time Southeast Regional champ in AA. 3-time District 11 champ.
Action, guys.
Kolioko doing a good job of staying in good position.
Work the score, gentlemen. Work the score.
Not really
Out of the grip.
keeping good spacing so far. Certainly aware of Crookham's single.
Turner. Turner.
We're under 25, no score.
Out of the grip, guys. Out of the grip. Out of the grip. Gentlemen.
Kolioko doing a nice job of slowing down the pace here.
Yeah.
Crookham's usually getting that first set of points in the last few matches right away. And
yeah, I wonder if that wasn't the verbal warning about the grip that Mark Cesari talked about, was maybe Kolioko trying that defense to slow him down. In other words, just tying up the wrists and fingers with really no effort to work out of that.
Pen down.
So Kolioko goes underneath in a scoreless match. Crookham has maintained that #1 ranking at this weight, according to Flo. Arujau, that #2 spot, still for Cornell. That matchup didn't take place last week in that duel on Saturday, which I'm sure disappointed everybody here, but still a big win for Lehigh. Kolioko, again, the #13 ranked wrestler. Escape.
One red. Minuto.
Kolioko putting a nice game plan together so far in this match early. He's been kind of slowing the pace down for Crookham here. I think what we're going to see, though, is Crookham really start pressing the pace here a little bit more, getting anxious to score.
Yeah, Crookham trying to work off that tie. Meanwhile, you see Kolioko with that right hand, just trying to reach and control the elbow and the wrist. Well, just like we saw with Gallagher, I'm sure we're going to see that all the way through with Penn. They're going to be tough to score on.
You mentioned Roger Reyna earlier, doing a great job with this Penn program. They got an awesome RTC down there as well, just like Lehigh. And here we see a spin behind and then a redrag. by Crookham. He shoots in on a double, but look at the hips on Gallagher, and he's got Crookham on his butt there. Had him in trouble a little bit, and Crookham rebounds right off of there.
I thought Crookham was going to be able to pull in those hips and get a double. Instead, Kolioko kind of hipped in and pushed him back. Good action, no change. We're under 40 seconds in the second period. Under 20.
You got stalemate there.
Stalemate again with 16. Crookham's choice in the third.
Lightweights at Penn have a pretty good training partner there with Joey McKenna.
Lehigh. Going down.
Take a look at this
Lehigh,
exchange here.
down.
Nice shot, but a little bit too extended. And look at the hips from Gallagher.
Yeah.
Great sprawl, and watch how he bumps him with his hips here.
Okay, set. Cover legal, Tom. Man.
Great job using the hips
Yeah.
defensively.
So Crookham's going to go underneath. McKenna's a Blair guy, if I
Red one.
got that correct.
Red's in control. Red.
So far tonight, Doug, you don't see, outside of that first, there you see an escape by Crookham. Now we got a tie match at 1-1. Unlike last week, right? We saw a lot more shooting throughout the bout. We saw Seymour with a shot in the beginning, but then you didn't see it. You didn't see a whole lot of shots here from Crookham. So far, I feel like Penn, not that we're seeing a lot of shots from them, but they're going out there and battling and fighting hard.
Yeah, there's not a lot of offense, but the defense has been stout, and the fact that they continue to control these tie-ups.
And Gallagher's been great at his setups, but he hasn't been able to get in on the legs of Crookham. And the Lehigh fans are starting to get a little bit anxious here, as you can hear him pounding the bleachers.
Yeah, I want to see if Crookham tries to work off a combination. He dove in again. We're under a minute in a 1-1 match, just like we had at 125. Here we go. He's going to finish here. First takedown tonight.
Did you really think Crookham was going to be denied?
No. Just took a minute for him to clear.
And Gallagher showing, excuse me, not Gallagher, but Kolioko doing a great job there, just busting right out of the bottom there, making it a 4-2 match. He's got 25 seconds. A takedown, late takedown could win the bout for him. Take a look at this explosive double. That's the one where he got his hips in, he cleared his head. Beautiful.
17 seconds to go in the third.
Nice single there where he dropped in on the edge there. Kolioko really pressing the action. Nice job.
Yeah, he has to come around. Crookham can hang on. Ryan Crookham stays undefeated. Taking the distance, good effort, but a takedown wins it. And Lehigh evens the match at 3 apiece with the 4-2 win.
Good match, guys. Good shake here.
When you are the #1 ranked guy in the country, Doug, you got a bullseye on your back. And every match, they want to do nothing more than knock off the #1 guy. You got to be ready every single bout.
Crookham was ready for that one. That was a good one in match number 2. We go to 141 at CJ Composto for Penn. He is a junior, 10-6 from Westfield, New Jersey. He's ranked 16. And Malik Hines, a 13th ranked wrestler from Lehigh, the junior from Kissimmee, Florida. He's 11-3 this season, 48-28. Now this is one of 3 potential matchups that were rematches from earlier this season, but this one will take place. Hines beat Composto 9-6 at the Journeyman Classic. So you'd have to lean his direction, lean his way. as far as being the favorite here, having already earned a win, which wasn't that long ago.
Center, center.
Composto in on a nice single here, brings it up to the mat. Hines ducking down, diving through the middle here. He's got both ankles.
Stalemate, stalemate.
And we're going to get a stalemate here. This match is tied up at 3 apiece. 2 tight matches to start the duel,
Stay out of
Doug.
the grip, guys. Stay out of the grip.
A 4-1 and a 4-2, and they were very tight wins in both of them.
Both of those went scoreless in the first. We saw good defense for Penn so far, of kind of slowing things down, if that's the way you want to look at it here. But again, Hines with a win this year in a 9-6 match against Composto, who is a junior from Westfield, New Jersey, went to Westfield High School. He's also a 2022 All-American for Penn. He was 8th 2 years ago. Good dual meet record for Composto that year, 9-0 in EIWA duels. Second in Easterns that season, 2 seasons ago.
Work from there.
Hines also qualified for NCAAs last year for Lehigh, 1:05 to go in the first. 3rd straight trip to the championships last year. Actually reached the round of 12 last season, placing 4th at Easterns. In 21 and 22, also qualifying with an at-large berth to the NCAA championships, and he won a title, did Hines, in 20 and 21 when he won the EIWA title at 133 pounds. Another nice whizzer attempt, or another nice funk attempt here from Hines to come out.
And Hines is very good in this position, but as we've seen last week with Cornell, and we're seeing today here with Penn, they're doing a nice job defensively with these single leg attacks.
"15 seconds ago in what could be the 3rd consecutive 0-0 first period.
Penn selects down. 2nd period.
When you see points being scored in the first period, Doug,
Okay, get yourself set.
it sets momentum and it creates more action for the rest of the match, right? You get 3 minutes into the bout and there's no scoring. It kind of puts you in a more defensive mode to not make a mistake than to go out and be aggressive, and you see these slower scoring matches. Not unlike what you see at the EIWA championships or nationals, right? When you have these close scoring bouts. And these are really important to learn how to win.
Green 1, green 2.
Hines getting warned for stalling. He's got to cut him free. He's going to get hit. Nothing, because he came up. And Hines, this is a nice job of riding. First of all, that's a great move. He came up, kind of ran him, and then put him right back in the pocket again.
He was going to collect all 4 seconds of that riding time before he moved up here. You see that?
Yep.
And yes, what you were saying, Doug, is like when he was kicking away, he used that momentum perfectly, right? The timing of moving up and recovering them.
Caution on Composto. 36 seconds of riding time for Hines, who has kind of got Composto in the pocket, sitting him in that seated position, getting him in there. Now let's see if he can peel hands. Here comes the verbal warning. Got to be careful, and he's cut him. There he cuts him.
Smart tactic to let him go right before he gets hit with a stall call. You don't want to get hit with a stall call in a 1-point bout.
He accumulated 48 seconds of riding time.
guys. Action.
Good anticipation there by Penn. That looked like the same double that made the highlight reel last week on FloWrestling, that Malik Hines double that he did against Binghamton.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful timing. He went to the double and then decided I wasn't in great position and switched right to the single, but he's not at the best angle right here.
Great hips by Composto to pressure down on the head. 11 seconds to go, 48 seconds of riding time. It's a 1-0 lead in favor of Composto, the junior from Penn. 3-3 as we head into, this is the third match at 141. It'll be Hines, it'll be his choice in the third period. Third consecutive bout to go 1-0 into the third.
Hey, last period, Red has a caution. Last period.
Here you see Brad Dillon in the background there, assistant coach at Lehigh. And Roger Reyna and Brian Pearsall quickly there to his left. The other two assistants, Doug, are not here today from Penn. They're wrestling in France. And that's Tyler Berger, former All-American from Nebraska, and Mark Hall, former national champ from Penn State, the other assistant on that staff. And as we get a 1-point escape here from Hines to tie it up 1-1, Doug, and we're in a very familiar situation here.
Yeah, we are. Third consecutive match. The first one went to overtime. Crookham scored the last one to win, 4-2 in regulation. Here we are, one apiece.
Much different dual meet, right? A lot stingier this weekend than it was last weekend to get points. And there you see a really nice shot by Composto. And Hines very good defensively here. Now Composto keeping nice height there, but now Hines has got the height.
Oh, he would have, like, yeah, it's potentially dangerous is the right call, but Hines didn't want to see it.
No.
He wanted to get in there. Watch this, though. You can see why it was stopped.
It really wasn't that bad because it wasn't against the joint, but it looked like it was going to get bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm fine. But it's the right call. 1:05 in the third, 1-1.
Oh, beautiful shot. And Hines is so quick, isn't he? Defensively. That's neutral. Oh, those were back points in the neutral position there.
Let's see if Hines, now his leg is not as dangerous here. If he can cover that, get that the left leg out, over it comes. Let's see, but he's still locked on the leg. I'm sure we're going to see a stalemate soon here because
now, Zach Ray wants the 3 here, although I don't know if I've seen them give 2.
No, because he's still got the leg.
The leg on the back.
I'm surprised we're not, well, Hines
he's going to try to turn him for back points. You see how he loosened up that grip a little bit, but we're going to get a stalemate here.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yeah. With the defense for Penn tonight. And that's a veteran move by a junior and Composto to lock as hard onto that ankle and foot as possible. You see the time, 18 seconds to go. Looks like we're headed to our second sudden victory in the first 3 matches.
Very strategic. Everybody's wrestling this evening, much different than what we saw last weekend, but you've got to learn to win this way. You have to learn to win these tight bouts. It's not always going to be pretty, and you've got to stay patient. And you can't get claustrophobic. You can't like be afraid not to lose here. You've got, oh, beautiful shot by Hines. Brings it up high.
Yeah,
he's got him in trouble here on his hip. If he can cross face and break that grip here, maybe even Turk that near leg.
Again, Composto's locked on that leg.
He's almost got to hook that leg.
There it is. Boy, nicely done.
They did not want them to stop that because they felt they could put him into near fall, but the takedown occurred before he was in near fall. Good call by the referee. Doug, another 4-1 overtime win.
Watch how he scores this. It looks like an arm drag. Beautiful. I mean, almost right off the whistle. Hines wins it for Lehigh. They go up 6-3. He's now 12-3 on the season. Here's the finish. Here where they have eventually awarded the takedown.
Yeah, and he does a good job just being patient there, cross-facing. Doug, how tight is this match so far?
I know. This is great. Not if you're a Lehigh fan. You want to see them roll, but that's a big win. Remember, it was 9-6 in the regular season. All right, we're going to step aside after 3 bouts. We'll come back with 149 after this. Lehigh Mountain Hawks Wrestling is brought to you in part by the historic Hotel Bethlehem, Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, Under Armour, Pepsi, and by Service Electric Cable TV and Communications. Doug Heater along with Scott Hovan here on a snowy Friday night in the Lehigh Valley, and a great dual meet here by Lehigh, from Lehigh and Penn. 6-3 Lehigh. They've won back-to-back matches to go up by 3 points. This match has been so good, Scott hasn't been able to work in his Luke Stanich NIL deal with McDonald's yet, but we'll get to that. I'm teasing it. I'm teasing it.
Hey, they better jump on that.
All right, we go to 149. It's Andy Trzynski, a sophomore from Clark, New Jersey, 5-4. And this is going to be Owen Reitzel for Lehigh. First dual meet of the season for Owen. He's a sophomore from Somerville, PA. That is correct, not Somerville, New Jersey. Somerville with a U, PA, Brookville High School. He's 7-7 this year, 14-13 in his career. So Trzynski's a sophomore, 5-4, but this another big matchup for both of these two teams.
And Doug, it doesn't get any stingier going forward here. This is going to be an extremely tight match on paper, and so is 149 up until the break. Now, as I say this is probably going to be a flurry of points.
Yes.
But right now, we got a little flurry going down on the mat there, and it's Reitzel in. Got him in trouble there. Trzynski does a nice job getting out of danger here. No points. There's probably been... Oh, he's got him in a great tilt here.
Oh, look at this. 3 and back.
Yes. Did he get the full?
He's got 2 back points being held. So he's got a 5-point move here. And they're awarded, but now maybe a reversal coming. Nope, not yet. But Reitzel's on the leg, so he could get hit for stalling. And a stalling warning as they're right near the boundary.
Take a look at this here. He's got a nice little back hook, ball and chain, gets him to his back here, picks up the 3 for the takedown, and then another 2, Doug. 5 opening points right off the bat here. That's huge.
Remember, Scott, you were talking about this last week. 2 swings is 2 points. 3 swings is 3 points. 4 is 4. So you love that adjustment in college. Big opening period for Reintzel, who kind of got the nod tonight at 149 with Lehigh having Kelvin Griffin or Drew Munch there, but giving Reintzel kind of the taking one for the team here to come out in this matchup.
I really like that rule, Doug, too, on the near falls. Rewards you for being aggressive on top.
Oh, you're absolutely right, yeah.
So Reintzel coming out here, getting this crowd fired up. The winner of the first 3 matches scored a total of 4 points in each of those bouts. Reintzel already's got 5 on the board, and he's got 45 seconds of riding time built up.
Both men working here. Both men working.
And this is the momentum that Lehigh is looking for, as he's going to pick up some more. He's got a 2 count. And this is the advantage of wrestling in the snake pit, Doug.
Yes, yeah, you're right. You can feel it. You're absolutely right. 7-0 lead with 2 more near fall points. And a team favorite and a crowd favorite with a guy who hasn't wrestled in a dual meet this season.
And that's a big transition that a lot of high school wrestlers got to get used to. Most Division I programs do not have that many people in the crowd. And you see them going for another set of back points here again.
2 more near fall. He's got to be careful for the second stalling warning. He works his way up. What an opening period, a 9-0 lead with almost 2 minutes of riding time.
And you know, Doug, when you get a lead like this in a match, you could wrestle much more freely, right? I could push hard, and if I give up a reversal going hard for back points, I'm up 9-2, right? And that's what you love to see. Take a look here, boots the legs in, pulls them over. He's going to pick up 2 here. He gets a 2 swipe here, and again, holds on, doesn't give up control, picks up 2 minutes of riding time, Doug.
It was a decision there by Trzynski. There's Roger Reyna. They decided to go neutral here. I mean, he'd given up 3 different sets of back points. The opening 2, however, came off of that tilt from a takedown.
Good decision here to go neutral.
Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about the atmosphere, right? You grow up in the Lehigh Valley, Doug, you see some great high school crowds. Do you know that some of these kids, depending on which programs they go to, they will never see a crowd like that unless they wrestle in another gym like Lehigh or Iowa and Penn State are on another level. But I'll tell you what, when you pick a program that has a great home crowd, there's nothing like that.
Now, both of these guys come from very well-respected high school programs in their state. Brookville in AA, out in the midwestern part of Pennsylvania, has been a historically very good program in the AA level. Meanwhile, Trzynski went to Del Barton, which is a traditional powerhouse in New Jersey that's always competitive in the team and individual portion. So again, another nice draw for Penn to get a Jersey kid in Trzynski, who again is wrestling in this weight. There's a couple of guys weighed in here. They're giving him the opportunity. He's a 2-time New Jersey state champ. Meanwhile, Reintzel, a 3-time medalist for Brookville, 4th, 4th, and 2nd, with 142 wins in high school.
We're looking at maybe more possible back points here.
Off the shot.
He just missed getting under that arm for the half, but he picks up the 2-point takedown here with 15 seconds remaining. He's got a mean crossface on him right now.
He's got a chance at a tech fall here. He's got a riding point, remember. Yep.
Boy, you don't see too many nasty crossfaces anymore in wrestling, but that was a nice one. Look at that beautiful head outside single. And watch Reintzel here. Just pick the hips up. Puts him in that. He's been putting him in that near fall wrist right here. Yep. Belly's down. He's got the leg hooked. He's got a Turk in. And watch this crossface. Almost saw it, but That's a beautiful thing when you see a guy getting a cross face and his face is crunched in there and you're on camera. Rensel's getting after it.
It's exactly it. And because he's getting after it, the confidence is there. I mean, that just a physical move from that top position.
And I think Coach Dillon, oh, beautiful suck back there by Trzynski. And I think Coach Dillon, I don't know if he was on the ankle and wanted to say that he got a 5-second count and he's got to work up off of that. It was a non-issue though. Doug, 16 points scored in the first 3 bouts. We've got 12 here already at 149.
And again, Reinzel's got an opportunity as kind of a late addition to this lineup to potentially get a tech fall here. He's got a 12-0 lead. He'll have his 13th with the riding point unless they can ride this entire period out, but then it doesn't matter. We still got a major sitting there by Trzynski. He's going to look to turn him. He's got to get himself back in it. Lehigh's won back-to-back to go up 6-3. No bonus points yet. It's 6-3, all regular decisions.
You know, at this point, you want to give up the 1-point escape and then maybe the takedown so that you can end the match without maybe giving up a fall, although Trzynski has not been in a position yet where he was close to being pinned.
Yep.
You know, and Lehigh's got a slew of guys here at 149 that they can put out.
Yeah.
And who you put out here, Doug, is going to be critical. Is that you put Rensel out here, talk about going out and performing.
Oh, yeah. So the riding point is gone as Trzynski gets it narrowed down. Another stalling warning on Reinzel. That was his second. So a point for Trzynski. So it's 12-1. But it's going to be a major unless something happens here for the Penn wrestler.
Well, at some point, you know, you want to, this is a good position for Trzynski. Tough on top.
Yeah, another stalling warning, but that's just going to make it a 10-point deficit.
And I'm not so sure about that stall call. You know what? I'm okay with it because I just noticed Trzynski doesn't have both legs booted in.
Yeah.
He had both in. I could see it. So good call. He's going to race a riding time, Doug, but.
Well, it's a major decision win. 3rd straight win for Lehigh, make it 10-3. And Owen Reinzel gets his record over 500 at 8-7. Match number 5 is 157. Where the Lehigh fans really enjoying what Reinzel was able to do. So Lucas Ravano is here for Penn, number 27th ranked senior from Belmar, New Jersey. And he's taking on number 25th ranked Max Brignola, the junior from Fairhaven, New Jersey. He's 11-4. Brignola owns a win over Ravano this year, 10-3 at the Journeyman Classic. Brignola 44-12 from Rumston Fairhaven High School. And Ravano wrestled for another school that's got a great tradition in New Jersey, Camden Catholic. Number 27 against number 25.
And that happened at the Sheridan Duels, Doug, I believe.
At the Journeyman.
Yes, and Ravano also lost to Luca Frenzy.
I did see that, yes.
And that was a tiebreaker match, 6-5 tiebreaker 2. Frenzy winning that, but it's right now. It's Ravano in a beautiful single, picks it up high and scores right on the edge. Very well executed on the finish there. Take a look again here. He's got the single across the body, jacks it up, goes to the trip, covers the hips. Textbook.
But if you're Penn too, you want to get one here before the halfway break, especially with the big boys up top for Lehigh and Beard and Taylor.
And this is a toss-up match too here, and if Penn can win this bout, they're right back in here. This is going to be a critical bout for them. And speaking with Roger Reyna, he kind of knew that. He's like, there's a lot of matches here that could go either way. It could be a blowout or it could be a very tight match, one way or the other. Boy, did he really, what a great,
Got it.
what a great re-attack there, right on the edge.
And watch him drag. This is beautiful. A little shrug, a little throw by. Watch the feet drag.
That was excellent use of the edge, Doug.
And again, you know, the benefit of a bigger mat. You know, that's what you're going to get in college, and the fact that you just got to have that one supporting point in. Well done by Ravano, trying to avenge a loss. Got a 5-point lead with a minute and a half to go in this opening period. Penn needs this one. They're down 10-3. This is the 5th match.
Oh, is he going to get that escape on the edge there? Yes. He went completely out of bounds. But Ravano had a foot inbounds, and he was able to come back in and get the 1-point escape here.
That's the short side of the mat, that short spot with the luxury suite seats over there, so to speak, for Lehigh. You've got a little more room on each side and even in front of the scorer's table. 57 seconds opening period. Brignola down 4.
Brignola doing a good job chasing him. A little bit more oh, beautiful.
Nice.
You see that leg come up for the trip? That was nice and slick here. And now we got a 6-5 match, just like that.
Wow, that's a really nicely done move.
35 seconds ago, Doug, it was 6-1.
Yeah. There's
now
where
it's a 6-5 bout.
And there's where the 3-pointer really helps you. He's got to be careful. There's a stalling warning coming, yep. They're looking for another one. He'll drop down.
Wow, he's got it.
Big escape for Ravano in the last 10 seconds.
Smart wrestling by Ravano, because he stayed up on his feet and he knew he could get him. He could kind of trap him in there for stalling. So smart wrestling.
Watch this. I'm gonna lie, I love this.
Underhook, and boy, do you ever see somebody come all the way around and hook almost both feet?
No. That's why I wanted to see that again. I mean, that's as nice of a trip as you could possibly get. 7-5. Ravano from Camden Catholic last year, 7th at Easterns, qualified for Nationals in 2022, 6th at Easterns in 2020. Neutral, make it 8-5.
And you know, you got to give Ravano credit, Doug. He is wrestling a very, very smart match. You know, it should have been Brignola getting hit, Ravano hit for stalling. He had him on the edge so many times, and then it's Ravano that gets the stall call. Very smart wrestler here, although he's got to be careful. Look at that. Beautiful single, runs the pipe here, almost sits him down. And he's got a cradle locked up on the edge here.
He's going to try to pull him back in. Both knees are out, toe is in. And then he's off on that tarp, so they go out of bounds.
You don't think Brignola knew that tarp was right there?
Yeah. He could feel it. He could see it.
That's why I'm a fan of maybe the NCAA looking at the end of the season, NCAA wrestling looking at if you go off the mat, it's a point for the other guy. Because it's too easy to touch the floor, to touch the first row of the bleachers or the tarp. So I got to be fair, even against Lehigh when it happens.
Okay, yep.
But here's where, watch for Brignola. Pick up the pace here. He's in excellent condition. He loves to keep attacking. But Ravano, you know, it looks like he's getting lulled to sleep. He backs up, and then he fires like a rattlesnake.
Yeah. We're under there. There was a shot, but just kind of a half shot. Under 30 seconds in the second period.
You see that, and these re-counter attacks have been helping him from get hit from stalling. Look at that single right on the edge here. Wouldn't surprise me if he finishes it right here.
He's going to run out of time potentially, and mat space, foot inside. There it goes in the bench on the tarp. 4 seconds in the second period.
Even if they didn't give a point, a caution, it's not a major penalty, right? It would still be, I think, more conducive to keeping the action going without as many stoppages.
Green has a warning. All right, reset.
Ravano up 3, riding time not a factor at all.
So far, they wanted a false start there, the fans. So far, you've got to give Ravano tons of credit here. He is wrestling super well. He put a great game plan together against Brignola.
Well, especially the fast start. Now, with all that being said, it's a 2-point match, and a takedown by Brignola puts him up. Remember, he was warned. That shouldn't be a factor with him down 2. The pace should pick up here.
And I'm surprised Brignola is not pressuring the pace more, but I understand because that's what you see. You see these re-counter attacks or open attacks, and he is quick.
See how quickly they may stalemate this if Brignola can't, or unless they go out, and he kind of takes it out of bounds.
That was smart wrestling because Ravano was wrestling very smart as well, like maximizing the clock right there on the edge.
1:15, crowd encouraging a stalling warning.
This is a huge bout that's going to maybe determine the outcome of this dual meet, Doug.
8-6, you're right. Lehigh up 7, 10-3. This is the halfway point. This is number 5.
Even if Brignola gets a takedown, he's going to have to ride him out. Because if Ravano gets that escape, it'll tie it up and send it to a third overtime in the first 5 bouts.
Yeah, we've already had 2. 8-6, we're under 45.
Have they hit Ravano for stalling
yet?
I'm surprised because he's worked his way to the edge, but you see how he circled in there?
Just enough,
Smart wrestling.
It's a veteran move, and he back out of bounds, and Brignola tries to take the action out.
And very smart strategic wrestling.
Yeah, just enough to keep a foot in. Now listen, that whistle, they don't like it. The whistle's before the shot. I mean, that's the deal right there.
Well, and even if they would have let it play out, he had a hand on the tarp anyway, right? Look, it's on the tarp. You're going to stop it anyway, right? If you're going to stop it for one wrestler, you got to do it for the other.
20 seconds. Warning, but it shouldn't be a factor. Warning came.
He has really got to force a shot here. Oh, I thought he was going to get to that ankle, Doug, but
he tries to come around at 6. They're going to run out of space and maybe time. Boy, Ravano, that's a big win for Penn. He's going to win it 8-6 to get this Penn team. And look at Ravano play into the crowd. At the halfway point, we have a good one here. Lehigh, who's won 3 of the first 5, is up 4 at 10-6. All right, we welcome you back to Grace Hall. Historic Hotel Bethlehem is your 3-time national champion, best historic hotel, and proud presenting sponsor of the 2023-24 Lehigh Wrestling season. Visit them at hotelbethlehem.com or call 610-625-5000 to plan your stay. I'm laughing here because we had a little chaos during the break. Penn had a team point deducted. Either Roger Reyna or Ravano. Let's see what it was. This was the effort after the win for Ravano, but I don't think this is what they called it for. I think it was afterwards, because I don't see Mark Cesare. It was afterwards during the commercial break.
Well, he got greeted with a very loud boo from the Lehigh contingent here today. I wonder if he went over to Roger Reyna to tell him he was deducting a team point for that. I'm not 100% sure.
That could have been it. Regardless of it, they did. Now it's 10-5, so that's...
Doug, if you're listening to this right now, go on the Flow. They just did a video talking about should coaches get ejected. And they went into this idea of wrestling is the only Division I sport where if a coach or an athlete does something, they deduct the points against the team score. That's like taking a point off the team score against Alabama or Pitt when they're playing football because the coach ran out on the field. They kick the coach out. They kick the athlete out if they spear with their head. They don't take team points away. Doug, I actually watched that this morning and listened to it, and I think they need to consider this too, because no other sport does that.
Well, guys like Jim Harbaugh would have had team points deducted before it. All right. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute is proud to be the official sports medicine partner for Lehigh Athletics. To learn more about the region's only nationally ranked hospital for orthopedics by U.S. News and World Report, visit lvhn.org/ortho or call 833-LV-ORTHO. There's a few guys that make me think. I know what you're saying. Could you imagine that, though? Could you imagine in high school?
Who's the old coach from Indiana basketball?
Oh, Bob Knight?
Oh my gosh! Can you imagine how many points would have been taken off his score?
What would the throwing of the chair been? -10? I mean, guys that used to come out, and you know, some of the guys. I mean, you mentioned Saban. He's usually pretty calm over
there.
He
is.
But like, you know, you got guys like Harbaugh. It's very fiery. A guy like him. When Woody Hayes coached. Whoo. Anyhow, there's Roger Reyna. He didn't get thrown out, but there was a team point taken away. So Pat Santoro calmly over there with Brad Dillon. They're not going to get heat, but you're right. That'd be interesting.
And I don't know where they should go with that, but I think it should be. It's an interesting point of discussion for sure.
Yes. What's funny? Well, what's interesting about that is in high school, that was tiebreaker #1. Here's a look at the top 20 from the NWCA. Of course, Penn State's #1, Missouri #2. Great program. Becca's Colin Rath, if you didn't know, the juniors already committed to Missouri. Iowa and Iowa State, 3 and 4. Oklahoma State #5 in Nebraska. Ohio State, NC State, Minnesota, and South Dakota State. Lehigh at #17 in the NWCA. Now that's dual strength. Flo has them at 17 as well, and also has Penn State in that spot. Stanford, by the way, who's #20, will wrestle Penn Sunday down in Philadelphia.
And Penn State is leading.
It's a
number, what are they, 12th or 11th on there?
Michigan?
Michigan.
Yeah, I think they were 12. Yeah.
And that's a 24-9 match right now, Penn State at Michigan.
All right, through the halfway point as we go to 165, Kaya Cement, the sophomore from Chester, New Jersey. He's 8-8, taking on number 27th ranked Jake Logan, the junior for Lehigh from New Rochelle, New York. He is 6-6 this season, 34-42. Cement from Jersey wrestled at Pope John the 23rd. Logan from New York, New Rochelle, wrestled for New Rochelle High School.
These two have one common opponent, Doug, that they've both wrestled over the last few years, with Logan losing 8-3 and Cement losing 9-3. So we're going to have another close one here.
And this is a big, now the stalling war, the seconds being called off for Logan there on the legs, but he did convert the takedown. Big opening points.
Nice job going behind there, locks up a double. He did a really good job of just keeping those knees together, the legs tight, hooking them. This kind of feels like another Ravano Brignola type of match coming up.
I think we're going to see something similar to that. You're absolutely right.
I'll tell you what, Logan is one tough wrestler, and he is excellent in the room. Maybe better than in the room than he is on the mat. And as he keeps getting better and he can transition that same level of confidence onto the mat for dual meets and tournaments, he's going to be very good.
Now, Kaya Cement, his younger brother Aaron, who wrestles at Council Rock North, who was a state medalist last year, third his last 2 years, is committed to come to Penn. I saw Roger Reyna at Escape to Rock, where Council Rock North was in it, and it's one of the wrestlers that he has committed, but Kaya's younger brother Aaron will be here.
And it was interesting, I was talking to Roger before the match, and I said, you know, is the NIL a big factor with you guys at Penn? He goes, not really. Our guys go off after graduation and do extremely well.
Yeah.
And that's why they come here. Same thing kind of like with Lehigh.
Now, I've spent a lot of time at the hospital down there, and that is a tremendous facility that they have. And I imagine a lot of those people that go to Penn, a lot of the nurses that are in there at the new building that they built that looks like a cruise ship down there, they obviously have a great program if you're a doctor or a nurse to go right there. But now I can see that the bigger picture for a lot of those people is not necessarily, I mean, they're competing at wrestling, but that's not the be-all end-all. And yeah, they got a great facility there for sure.
Yeah, it's like a short-term versus long-term goals, you know.
Yes.
And are you playing a long game with a career?
One of the other local guys that Penn has on the roster is Matt Cruz, who wrestled at Easton. State medalist a couple of years ago for the Rovers. He is in the mix in a very deep weight class. John Pardo, who was a state medalist last year from Kennett, I believe, or actually I think is still there this year. He is committed to go there. And Stout, who's going to be there today, or wrestle tonight. But yeah, they got a real deep weight class at 285.
Well, when I was talking to Roger, I mentioned Lackman, the heavyweight for Quakertown.
Yes.
He initially verbally committed to Penn and then decommitted and came to Lehigh. And I said I guess Lehigh got you back. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, well, when I was recruiting at Lehigh, Paul Valecki committed to Lehigh. Then he took a post-grad year and went to Blair, and then he decommitted and went to Penn. And so he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. And Paul is doing unbelievably well. And, you know, those two, he actually met his teammate John Trenge in the dual meet when they competed against each other. And that was a huge rivalry back then. Penn was the team along with Lehigh around 2000.
So it's funny because Paul Valecki and John Trenge are both good buddies of our general manager, Ryan Kelly. And Valecki was one of my favorite wrestlers to watch in high school. Takedown for Logan, 6-2. I don't think they still call Paul Beef, which they did in high school, but yeah, he was one of the best to come out of Penn. Matt Valenti was wrestling down there at that time as well, so yeah. By the way, Pardo is a senior at Kennett. He was state third last year at heavyweight, so he'll be coming to Penn.
Yeah, since Roger Reyna took over, the recruiting has been fabulous there. And he's really done a great job building up this program, and it's fun to see. There's so much talent in the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area. Logan with a beautiful single, gets around the back there. He's trying to get to that far ankle, and if he can convert this is going to be a nice cushion for a lead here. Oh, and he does. Nice. He dropped. He timed that perfectly, right on the edge. Watch this. Got the leg up high. Watch how he sucks him back in and times. He didn't even really pull him back in. He just dropped. That was perfect execution.
Well, and having that left arm kind of trapped with the leg, no defense at all coming from Cement. So it's a 9-3 lead for Jake Logan in the second period.
And this is what's exciting about the new three-point takedown, Doug, and we've talked about this before. Now, look how close he is into that major. The old way, it would have been 6-3. It's 9-3 now. Now you feel a lot more confident at picking up the pace, going for that major. And it forces wrestling to be a much more exciting sport for the fans.
I love that addition, or that kind of that tweaking to the rules. And on the other end of it too, it's 9-4, so now you've got a chance, if you're Cement with no riding time, to get yourself right back in it with a takedown. They'll go to the third period with Logan leading 9-4. So it's a 10-5 lead for Lehigh, with the team point deducted from Penn during the break. The Mountain Hawks have won 3 of the first 5, and again, Lehigh with Beard and Taylor at the back end of this duel. Any win they get can solidify their chances of winning their 3rd consecutive dual meet and end a mini 2-season run for this Penn team. We're going to see Connor Hertzig next for Lehigh with the injury last week to Thane Lawrence. Hertzig wrestled against Cornell, the Nazareth grad. A chance, just like we talked about with Reinzel, getting an opportunity to compete. This is where that depth is big. Stalling warning underneath.
Cesare doing a good job tonight, keeping the action moving.
Yep.
Not afraid to call the stalling.
No.
And that, you know, it's good to have that more aggressively at this stage of the season, because a lot of times, typically, referees get antsy to hit stalling in the postseason, and they weren't like that during the season. And so we got a 1-point escape here by Logan, but it's going to be Cement right in on a beautiful single. Logan now jumps through, grabs a single. He can get a takedown here, Doug. That should put him in major, up by 9 here, but Cement has got to be thinking about wrestling for his team right here.
I was wondering if that was going to be a stalemate, because I think if you're Logan too, you might have been content in somewhat bad position to just get the stalemate now. Now it's a different ball game where you might be able to convert. Although Cement's going to go crossface here to try to break this hold. There's 30 seconds to go. It's a 10-4 lead. Riding time will not be a factor.
Oh, he just stayed patient there.
Now,
he might have him in trouble if he can lift that leg and Turk.
This is a bonus point if Logan can score.
Nice job by Cement holding on to that ankle there. But this is eating up the clock, and this is benefiting Logan here.
He stalemated there. That was weird by Cement, kind of just...
Does Logan come out with a quick attack here to try to get the major?
A little Jordan Oliver ankle pick there, I thought, off the whistle, but no. 10-4, so it's going to be a 6-point decision, a 6-point win, and how about this, make it 10-7 with a late takedown.
Easy.
Another win for Lehigh, so they go up 13-5 after 6 in a big win for the Mountain Hawks, in a matchup that they expected to win, with Logan being ranked in the top 30. So we've got 4 bouts remaining, and we move to 174. This is where Penn would expect to get a victory back. They have their 14th ranked junior, Nick Incontrera from Flemington, New Jersey, 12-2, taking on Lehigh sophomore Connor Hertzig, who is 6-1 this year from Nazareth, 26-15 in his career. Incontrera elected to not wrestle in Hunterdon Central and went to Blair Academy. Second Blair wrestler in this Penn lineup here tonight. So Incontrera, the favorite here, ranked. He was a NCAA qualifier last year, finished 6th at Easterns. 22, he went 17-6. How about Hertzig scoring?
He's on a roll, isn't he?
Yes.
Coming off that big win against Cornell, huge factor in the outcome of that duel, and that probably got Incontrera's attention. He's explosive. He's a very good wrestler. He's just not been able to crack that lineup.
That's right, because you got Thane Lawrence there, who got hurt last week on Friday night.
Well, you got Logan. You know, he's a 65-pounder, Doug, that's wrestling up at 74.
Yeah.
In fact, the coaching staff has been telling him to eat more because he's weighing in 5-6 pounds underweight for 174.
And Contreras going to score a takedown to take the lead, 4-3. 6 at Easterns last year, went to Nationals. NCAA qualifier in 22. Came out of high school in 2019 and 2020. National Prep 5th in 2017. National Prep champ in 2019. Now Herzig wrestled the postseason for Lehigh last year at 165. He went 1-2, went 17-11 overall. His deferred year of 21-22, he went 8-8. And he wrestled in 6 matches in 20 and 21, going 3-3. And he wrestled at Nazareth, 2-time Pennsylvania State place winner, 8th and 3rd, 2-time district champ, 2-time Northeast Regional champ, 119 and 30 record.
And he's got a nice arm bar locked up here. He's driving this. Herzig's going to probably have to loosen up that shoulder at the end of this period because Contreras just, oh, now he slipped a half in on the other side here. He might have Herzig in trouble here.
Trying to get a turn, no swings yet from Mark Cesare.
That is tight.
Now he's going to get one.
And this would be huge for Penn if they could pick up the pin here, and
there
they do.
They did in the first period.
Wow. They need to win these 2 bouts and get bonus points going into the last 2, and they did, Doug.
Boy, a fall in 236. That was big points.
Take a look at this half here, and you can see how tight that is. He stacks them up here. Now we got a 13-11 dual meet, Doug.
Yep. Big points and a big win for Contreras, improving this season to 13-2 as we go to 184. And again, on paper, the Quakers should be favored. They've got 22nd ranked Maximus Hale from Westchester, Pennsylvania, 13-3, taking on unranked sophomore Jack Wilt for Lehigh, who's from Madison, New York, at 8-6. Hale 13-3, Wilt 21-11 in his career. Hale from Downingtown West High School, and Wilt went to Seton Hall Prep, another Jersey guy.
Out of the grip, guys.
Beautiful exchange there as he dropped in very effortlessly into that single. He's got Wilt in trouble here because he's got his hips locked up. Wilt with a nice Granby roll. Standing Granby right on the edge, perfectly executed. You thought that was going to be 3, didn't you? I did too.
I thought they were going to catch him. I thought he was going to catch him coming down. Watch this. Beautiful.
Always makes me a little nervous when guys go into those standing Granby rolls like that.
Come down on your head.
Back of the neck. So no points there. 13-11. It was 13-12, Doug, but a team point was deducted at the end of the 157-pound bout.
A little chaos during the halftime break there.
It's a little fun and exciting for the sport.
Yep. 0-0. Hale from Downingtown West High School. Wrestled in Easterns last year for Penn, going 13-14 overall. 7-3 in 22. And again, that 2021 season canceled for COVID in the Ivy League. At Downingtown West, 3-time state medalist, 3-time regional champ. That's the Southeast region.
And you mentioned Sement earlier. They've got some really good wrestlers in that Southeast region this year.
Oh yeah, they do. Council Rock South has a good team. We got a takedown here for Hale, the first one. Yeah, Council Rock South, Quakertown, Penn Ridge, just to name 3 that team-wise could challenge. Nathan Brown coaching down at Penn Ridge. They were at the Escape the Rock this weekend. See your boy Kurt Handel still coaching at Quakertown.
Still kicking.
Colin Guy was sick last Sunday, couldn't wrestle in the finals against his buddy Colin Rath. It's okay, he was, and then is it Ziegler they got too?
Ziegler and Lockman at heavyweight,
yeah,
so they got a bookend, two bookends there coming to Lehigh. Yeah, Colin Guy verbally committing to Virginia Tech, who's doing it. That program is excellent program as well. Sammy Sasso down at Virginia Tech.
Yep.
Sonny Sasso.
The younger one, yeah. Here comes a tilt.
Nice tilt
there,
buddy.
Out of time.
Yes.
Lehigh,
3-0 after one. Lehigh up by 2, 13-11. Wilt, Seton Hall Prep from Madison, New York. Last year for Lehigh, wrestled 18 bouts, competed all in open tournaments. His deferred year of 21-22, he went 11-13. In high school, so he's from New York, wrestled at Seton Hall Prep, which is indeed a New Jersey high school because he placed third at the New Jersey State Tournament at 195 in 2021. Three-time district finalist, two-time regional finalist. 4-0 lead.
Hale now with 48 seconds of riding time. He's got to start thinking about maybe bonus points here. But Penn's going to have to come up with a major upset in the last two bouts here in order to win this.
Yeah, and well, Beard had already had a win against Urbis, who was the ranked guy at 197, but we're being told that Cosgrove's going to go, so you've got an 18-1 technical fall win for Beard over the guy that's ranked at that weight, and Urbis is not supposed to go tonight, so you'd have to think he'd have an opportunity to win big and maybe get bonus, and then Taylor going against the unranked Stout at 285. This is why Lehigh, when you have, I mean, Seymour did great tonight, but when you have Stanich and Crookham to start, and then you have Beard and Taylor to end, that's a pretty good dual meet team for sure.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it is. And I have to check the stats, but did Hale, he placed at the Midlands. Did he make it to the finals at 184?
I'm not
gonna
sure.
Look up that stat,
Okay.
but one thing I do know is Penn took home the team trophy. First time ever that they ever won the Midlands championships. Now, it's not the same as it was back in the 80s and 90s, but there were still some very good teams there.
Well, Hale's got a 4-0 lead right now in a match that Penn needs just to hang in. As Scott mentioned, they need an upset in one of the final two matches. Lehigh will be favored. Riding time should not be a factor. It's at 48 seconds. It's not right now, and Hale's got a 4-0 lead. So Wilt quickly looking over to the bench. He doesn't want to go underneath. He'll go neutral. Lehigh back at it tomorrow against Navy, trying to take the third step into having a perfect 4-0 2 weekends in back-to-back dual meet weekends. 2 matches last week, 2-0, looking to win tonight and tomorrow. And if the weather is shaky or if it isn't, it doesn't matter. We have got a full schedule of wrestling tomorrow. Navy Lehigh at 2, and the big one between the rivals Easton and Peaburg tomorrow night from the pit at 7 o'clock.
And Doug, Hale did lose in the finals at Midlands to Shane Leigel of Wisconsin in sudden victory. Great tournament for him.
Well, he's trying to get some bonus here. So if he can get a takedown and then ride for 12 seconds, he can get a major for Penn and put them ahead 15-13.
Oh, nice ankle pick attempt there. And one takedown for Wilt puts him right back in this match.
That's absolutely right, yep. 45 seconds.
Yeah, there's
defense.
no wrestling here for Wilt to just not give up a loss. He's got to go for the win here because it shouldn't affect the final team score. So Wilt's got to Pretty good whizzer in there, but Hale's got that near ankle here, and Wilt's got to be careful there. Now he gets his shoulder down. 19 seconds left here.
Wilt with a chance to maybe come around. 10 seconds to go. Hale takes a peek at the clock. And it's going to be a 4-0 win for Hale. We'll step aside. We'll come back for the final 2 matches with Penn up a point, 14-13. Snowy Bethlehem here. Big dual meet in a warm snake pit. Lehigh, however, trails 14-13. More dual meet action coming up. Lehigh Wrestling returns to Lehman Turner Arena at Grace Hall on Friday, February 9th, when the Mountain Hawks host Bucknell at 7 o'clock. Don't miss out on all the excitement. Get your tickets now at LehighTickets.com. Visit our buddy Rich Haas in the ticket office. We will also have that here on Service Electric Network and Flow if you can't get out. But we hope you're enjoying the warmer confines tonight, as we've got 2 matches to go and Lehigh down a point. This is going to be Martin Cosgrove at 197 for the Quakers. He is a freshman from Gibbstown, New Jersey, the second Camden Catholic wrestler in this Penn Quaker lineup. He's 12-7. His opponent from Lehigh is 7th-ranked Michael Beard, who's 16-1. He's a junior from Reading, PA. Wrestled in high school at Malvern Prep, went to Penn State, and now at Lehigh. 56-14 career record for Beard.
Beard coming off a great weekend last weekend, Doug. Beating 2 top 10 wrestlers, 2 former All-Americans.
Yeah, it's a big week now. We can clinch a duel. Not with a regular decision, but we just wanted to, we found out it was a taunting violation on Penn that got the team point deducted. So whether it was during the match, at the end that we saw, or again, but it was a team point deducted. So that's why the Quakers are not up 15-13 right now. They're only up a point.
Good flurry there. Nice job by Cosgrove. Beard, nice head outside single here. He's really smooth here, going around the back, making it look easy. Gets the first 3 points in this duel. When he's wrestling his best, I believe he's as good as anybody. Now, that being said, Brooks is at another level.
Yes.
I'm not saying Brooks can't be beat, but he might be one of the best of all time to come through. I mean, if it wasn't for if he wins it this year, and if it wasn't for the COVID year where they couldn't wrestle at nationals, he'd be going for his 5th national title instead of his 4th this year. Beard with a nice little spin behind here.
So Beard is ranked 7th, 1 spot ahead of Lou Dupre, who he beat last week from Binghamton. He's up 6-1. Trent Headley from NC State. They wrestled out of District 6 and Mifflin County. We saw him win a state title around 165 in high school at 6-2. He's ranked 2nd. Steve Buchanan from Oklahoma 3, Jackson Smith from Maryland 4, and Tanner Sloan from South Dakota State at number 5. And Beard's at 7. Another takedown for Beard. So Beard was
Did you
5th.
say Tanner Sloan from Penn State?
South Dakota State.
Oh, South Dakota State.
Yep.
Okay.
Red, you're just laying there, bottom.
We got a stall call on bottom here. Beard up 9-2 here. Minute and 12 seconds riding time accumulated here as we end the first period. Beard looking like Beard's been looking the last couple times out and most of the season.
Optional start. It's going to be optional start. Second,
Now Cole Urbis, who Beard tech-falled earlier this year, who was available tonight but didn't go, he's ranked by Flo at number 24. Max Stout, a PA kid, wrestles for Pitt. He's also in the top 20. We saw him earlier this season. He's at number 15.
And I'll tell you, Lehigh's in a really nice spot there. Great re-attack there by Cosgrove. He's actually moving very well. He's just a little bit outmatched by Beard. But you look at this lineup, you got Michael Beard, the junior, definitely one of the leaders in this program. Nathan Taylor ranked 8th now, right? At heavyweight, and then you got 2 freshmen down below.
Yep.
With Stanich, he's got a cement job locked up in Crookham. Pat's in a great place with a lot of good leadership in this program.
Can Beard finish it? Yes, he can. In 147, make that 347, and that is going to do it.
Not really.
Well, unless we get a tech fall at heavy.
A pin.
There it is.
We're going to need a pin.
Yes. There's a finish for Beard, electrifying the crowd. Again, you know, they still officially are supposed to do the random draw in college, but they most likely don't. If you're a Lehigh fan to come out to see a home match or sit at home and watch, you've got 2 great guys to start, 2 great guys to finish. I mean, that's exciting, and you know you got guys that can pin up at 97 and 285. That's
And down below.
and down below, yes. So our final match, 285, John Stout, the senior from Wartown, New Jersey. He went to Southern Regional, another perennial Jersey State power. He's 9-6. He'll take on 8th-ranked Nathan Taylor, who is a sophomore from Brookville, Pennsylvania, and Brookville High School. He is 13-3 and 30-15 in his career. Takedown.
You gotta love Nathan Taylor. How aggressive is he? Just a blow-through double. Jordan Burroughs, if he was here, would have loved that double leg.
Yes.
And as we know, many of you out there know, he trains with the Penn RTC. He and Chance Marstetler lives locally in the Lehigh Valley. Last couple of years, they've had some really great matches. That's going to make the Olympic trials very interesting this spring when they have them up at Penn State. They're going to be hosting them this year.
Well, that's a great opportunity for wrestling fans to see that local. I don't know if this is confirmed, but are Nationals at Philly again next year is what I believe is being talked about, unless it's official.
It's on the schedule. I'm not 100% sure if it's next year, though.
All right. What's interesting about that is I had this conversation this past weekend. I think it was at Escape the Rock about how, to me, when we were down in Philly a few years ago, when Zach Ray won the national title. Okay. But anyhow, when the Nationals were Philly, I thought they should have there every year. I mean, not to mention we can go there, but man, what a great atmosphere. Zach Ray won a title that year. Robert Hamlin was in the finals. Jordan Oliver won a championship, but I believe it's at least scheduled to, as we're trying to take a look here.
And I got it, Doug. So Kansas City this year.
Yes.
Next year, 2025 in Philadelphia.
There you go, yeah.
And then the following year, it's on the East Coast at Cleveland.
What's nice about that is you're looking at
Penn, excuse me, Doug. Penn and Drexel are the co-hosts
Next
for the
year.
NCAA championships. Yeah.
You're looking at the Lehigh team. You're talking about the youth next year with these two and those two down at the bottom and all that. Yeah, right.
It's. I'll tell you what. You're going to have the home crowd when you have it near where you live.
Make sure I'm free that weekend. We covered it back when it was in Philly the last time with Zach.
I was down there. I had a great time. I loved it there. So, I thought they did a great job hosting it.
So Jordan Oliver was like off limits one-on-one at the end of his first round match, but because we go way back to when he wrestled at Easton, able to get the interview was kind of cool. And then that was that was when Ray won it, and then Hamlin was there. No, that was a good. It was a good year. I loved it.
That doesn't surprise me, Doug, that you're rolling with these big dogs.
Absolutely, yeah. We had you got the connections there, right? We're tight.
Good time to talk about this because not a whole lot of action since that first opening takedown.
So Stout is related to the Stouts that wrestled at Lehigh. Is that correct? Is that what I just got word from Gimp over here?
I'm not 100% sure about that, but I know his dad was a phenomenal wrestler for Clarion University and a four-time All-American.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
He had a brother. He has a brother at Pitt. Two brothers wrestled at Pitt. In fact, one of the Stouts got recruited and wrestled up at Penn State and then transferred to Pitt. The oldest one, I believe.
3-1 in favor of Taylor.
Lehigh selects down.
So Lehigh looking to clinch this officially with just a regular decision win. Now Stout in high school went to Southern. So he was a 2018 New Jersey State qualifier. District and regional champ in 18. So I talked about Southern, how they're always good. A two-time South Jersey Group 5 championship team member in 16 and 18. See if Taylor can convert here.
Well, the Stouts that we were talking about, the brothers, they're from Mount Lebanon in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so this is what I have from John Stout. His dad wrestled at Wilkes. Okay. That's what his bio. Uncle Brian was a four-time All-American at Clarion. There you go. Yep. Cousin Kellen wrestles at Pitt. Now I remember Kellen Stout. I thought that was that's right. He was a PA kid, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They wrestled. They all wrestled at.
At Pitt. Yep.
What's the school that I just mentioned? They wrestled to out in Pitt. Mount Lebanon.
Yes.
Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Graduate of Mount Lebanon High School, and I had a few teammates.
Yes.
Matt Rizzo, who was good friends, and that fact was on that interview that they did, that biography of Kurt Angle. So nice single leg there, and he just moves so well for a heavyweight. He made so many strides from last year to this year. Not only did he get bigger, he's more athletic, but then again, we talked about this. How can you not get good at heavyweight when you have Jordan Wood, Zach Ray, and Kerry McCoy, among others, to train with here?
Stays in control as Taylor up 7-1 in the second. Taylor, EIWA finalist last year.
Both guys working here.
27 and 10 in 21-22. Mentioned he's a PA guy, Brookville, out in western part of Pennsylvania. Won a title in 2021. 31 and 1 with 20 pins as a senior. Fourth in 2020. 87 and 24 career record. Also a football player. And just to dig a little deeper, He will be the 5th heavyweight at Lehigh to have won a Pennsylvania state title. I remember looking at this last year trying to figure out if I knew winning a PA. I think I had this conversation with you. I'm like, I'm going to look this up for the next time. I'm not here with you tomorrow. Ronnie is.
All right, can you name any of them now, Doug? I'm thinking what Bill Clausen was a state champion.
Yeah, but did he go to Jersey? Wasn't he a Jersey?
No, he's a PA boy.
Okay. Takedown.
Plum High School, I believe he went to out in Pittsburgh. So another takedown on the board there, 10-1.
Yep.
Love the way Nathan Taylor wrestles. Just,
Both guys working.
it's so much fun. Nobody leaves at heavyweight
No.
when Nathan Taylor's wrestling.
No. That's what's nice about having these guys to finish. Good physical upper weights that will continue to score.
And Doug, a little disappointing, but understandable. We were looking forward to the match at 4 o'clock today on Service Electric between Easton and Parkland girls wrestling. You know, it's been a sanctioned high school sport. It's growing nationwide, and 2 of the best teams in the Lehigh Valley. So, in fact, Easton, one of their girls is the 2nd best pound-for-pound girls wrestler in the country. Or no, in the state.
You're talking about Easton.
Yeah.
Aubrey Frazier.
Yes.
Yes. Her brother will be competing tomorrow night for the Rovers as a freshman against Phillipsburg.
Neutral.
So that's going to be rescheduled at some point.
So talking to Matt Baltz today, he and Andy Stevens, the AD at Parkland, are looking to reschedule that. And we're hoping we can broadcast it. Yeah, that was scheduled to go today at 4. Both schools canceled last night, so no match. And Taylor on his way with a riding point.
And one more takedown will do it as he'll pick up the technical fall here, and he's going to get it.
Yep. What an effort, a tech fall win for Taylor to win this one for Lehigh. And when it was 14-13, you get 6 and 5 from your 2 big boys up top. Lehigh wins 6 of the 10 bouts wrestled, and they win it 24-14. We'll come back and wrap things up from Grace Hall.